on will be forced upon them.
Jeffrey got this question from Rob in Oregon. How about this conspiracy? He says all nations are surrounding Israel. There's an oil spill crisis, nuclear war on the horizon. Perfect time for the Antichrist to arise or a UFO to manifest itself at the World Cup in front of billions.
Yeah, I like it. The reason I like that is because of the web bots, which you guys are probably familiar with. We all have to take a minute and pause here in shock at how accurately the web bot, we all know, had a bad year last year, and there's a number of reasons why that's the case, but we all have to remember from 2001 to 2008 they were unfathomably spot on. So, but we have to remember that they've been predicting for some time. They didn't really specify a date on this one, however. They said sometime in the future there's going to be a mass migration northward in the U.S. from the south to the north. Now, there's very few things that could really cause that. I thought it was the sea level rise in the Coral Sea that we're talking about. It could be partially because of that, displacing water and making the water level go up worldwide. They have been calling for a global coastal event, which I think that Coral Sea issue is behind, possibly. But it looks like the migration northward is because of the oil issue, amazingly. And now, also, we know that the Webbot's been calling for huge Iran-Israel attacks. I don't know, I forgot what their time frame is. I think that they were saying it was going to be last year. Now they're saying, no, it looks like this fall. And then also they've been calling for, or forecasting, some kind of huge uptick in UFO behaviors and UFO activities and sightings, and possibly even some kind of real alien invasion of some sort. I mean, real as far as we really can see it, but probably they don't hold a position on if it's real or fake. I, of course, would just hold it's some fake Illuminati created Operation Bluebeam. And I will just tell you guys, I saw a UFO for the first. I've seen 2 UFOs in my life. One was in 2005, and I just saw my second one. I was sitting on my porch this week, Thursday at 5 in the morning, just relaxing, and bam! All of a sudden, there was a UFO. So, anyways,
well, right here in Indiana. By the way, Jeff, you are here in Indiana.
Yeah, man, we've got to get together sometime and go shooting or something.
Yeah, no doubt. What did you see this UFO? What did it look like?
I was just sitting on my porch. I very often, I'm a Buddhist and a Christian. I often do a lot of my Buddhist meditation just on the porch in the morning. And I was just sitting there looking up into the sky. And all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, one of those stars is moving quite quickly. And it was, I mean, you all know how fast, we've all seen satellites in the sky. If you're in the habit of staring at the sky, and you all know how fast a plane goes. This was neither. This thing was really moving many times faster. It looked like a star. It had absolutely no sound. It looked like a star as far as, it's the light in the sky. But somehow, I don't know how, it's one of those subjective things, you can't really describe it. I could tell it was lower, probably about 4,000 feet. Somehow I could just intuitively pick that up with my sense, not intuitively, right. With my senses I could, and it was just really going fast. It only took about 15 seconds to cross the whole sky, horizon to horizon, so it was cruising.
Andy, got a question for you. Is oil the lifeblood of the earth?
Whether it's the lifeblood of the earth, I don't know. I was speaking to Helena Lehman, who has an affiliate show with us every Wednesday, Armageddon Radio, and Helena Lehman says it is actually the rotten decay corpses of the Nephilim. So it's part of their blood. And by saying that, I would assume then it's the exact opposite to the blood of Jesus Christ, if that's the case. Whether it be in the blood of the earth, I don't know, but it sure is the blood of corporate industry. It's the blood of our consumer society we've got today. Like I said before, everything you use, buy, has got oil in it. Yeah. So it's the blood of that.
Yeah, and Jeffrey, I mentioned that the prophecy, so to speak, from the biblical text that says that the water should be turned into blood, and a third of the fish shall die. But there's another one that I don't know if I've told you about this, but another sort of prophecy or edict or whatever you want to call it, text that is absolutely true. There's a couple, and I think it's twice in the New Testament. It says that. Basically, hell, the entrance to hell is where the fire is not quenched and the worm dieth not. Now, there is a place on the planet that fits that description. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, where it says where the worm dieth not.
It's the gas comes out, isn't it? Well, I can't remember the name of that gas now, but these creatures actually live and thrive on that that gas in the depth of the ocean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're talking about the deep sea vents.
Yes, the deep sea. Yes, right.
Because I just didn't know the place. Yeah, they're non-photosynthetic. Or they use They have a photosynthetic type of operation, but doesn't rely on the sun.
Right. But those there are worms that grow by these fissures up to 8 feet long, and they digest sulfur. The only animal, they don't have a stomach, but they eat the sulfur. So there is a place where the fire is not quenched and the worm dieth not, right there.
So can I come back to this blood, the oil and the blood thing? Because if you look on it on a perspective of nature and the natural world and our planet, nothing in nature is wasted. Everything's there for a reason. So what is the reason for oil being under the ground? And perhaps we should not be taking it anyway.
Yeah, if if the Illuminati's basing a civilization on it, it's going to be bad, because the only thing that they do are things that hurt everybody. And make the hemp plant illegal, try to genetically modify it, to destroy it, in other words, and remove its intelligently designed power that it's supposed to give to us in many ways, with the hemp seeds and incredible protein it has. No, instead we're going to take this stuff, great point, it's under the earth, it's supposed to be there. I mean, it's just amazing. But people go along with this because they hear it on their stupid TVs.
Yeah.
And if, like Helena Lehman says, it is the actual, she says it's the blood of the Nephilim, and if that's the case, that would cause a dark spiritual energy to flow through this blood. And looking on the toxics issue, which I've been researching for over 20 years, in a sense, that dark spiritual energy is there because toxic chemicals cause illness, they cause cancer, they're bioaccumulative, they have a half-life of 25 to 50 years, which means the environment doesn't break them down, and they just bioaccumulate in all flora and fauna. So in that respect, it is evil. There's an evil energy in there, looking on a spiritual angle.
Jeffrey, got a question for you. Do you think that the Nephilim have anything to do with this?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's my whole view of the world is saying that the Nephilim are behind everything. They're at the very top of the pyramid running things. They're not human. They're interdimensional. Who knows exactly what they are? It's written about in Genesis 6. And so, yeah, this is, to sum it up in 10 seconds, the whole world is just a ritual for them, for their sadomasochistic, very dark interests, which don't even try to comprehend it. You're never going to be able to. It's impossible to, because it's so inhuman. And so, yeah, this is really what it's all about. They're trying to create this horrible dark ritual, which is repeated over and over through time. And we're going into a phase change here where that's going to happen again. It's already started, and this appears to be a major piece of it.
Do you think that, I go with you, Jeffrey, and Andy, then back to you, is this the beginning of some sort of pole shift, possibly?
The poles have been weakening. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the 2012 theories I've kind of backed away from quite a bit. The only one I really like is the sun's magnetism one, and I think there could be something to that one, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to tie it in together. And I don't like a lot of the pole shift theorists out there. Don't mean to nitpick and start up infighting or anything, but I think John Major Jenkins, he does not have any kind of good scientific analysis in his. There's a lot of people out there that they're just saying things, right, and there's no science or anything we can see with our eyes is what we really need, to verify this. So I'm going to hold off any opinion on the pole shift. It could happen, and the core of the earth could stop, and the whole earth, there's a core of the earth, but then around it it's hollow, and then there's the mantle. That inner core, there's actually two sections to it. It could cease. Who knows? I mean, it's too speculative, and I want to back away from it.
All right, let me ask Andy. Andy, let me ask you. Go ahead.
Yeah, they say the earth wobbled on its axis during the undersea earthquake and the tsunami in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the context, I suppose, of this prevalence and rise in earth incidents like volcanoes and earthquakes, and they're happening, as Lynn Marzulli says now, they're happening twice a week now. That is a phenomenal incidence of earth events. So that must have an effect on the earth as a whole. It must
I think those are okay, just you see that link there I just sent to you guys in the our Skype box here.
I see it.
If you open that up, that's USGS's earthquakes for the last 8 days. The ones 5.0 magnitude or higher. If you look at them, all kinds of them have the same depth. Look at the third one down there. It's the 7.5 today near India. 35 kilometers, and look 2 down from that, 35 kilometers. Then at the bottom of that first section, 35 kilometers. And the next section, there's 2. And then you keep going down. They're all over the place. For a lot of reasons, which we can get into, or we don't have to. It's up to you. I think that the whole thing is just Illuminati driven, and these earthquakes are really just a sign that they're in a world phase shift. They're initiating, and it's all pre-planned, orchestrated, and so forth. That's my thesis.